Good morning everyone, and welcome to the Total Picture. This week we were able to touch base with a few different areas from around the company this week, so let's dive right into it. First, we started the week over on the double pass dryer, where our maintenance team was replacing an old gearbox. This gearbox helps to drive the conveyor system on top of the dryer, so it's obviously very important come harvest time. So here you see Daniel L. He is cutting the shaft to the gearbox to make room for the wheel that's going to help drive the belt that will turn power over to the conveyor system. So replacing this gearbox is a very important necessity, and it was good to catch up with him, getting to work on it and seeing the different steps needed to make sure that it's going to run properly and be a good fit for us. After that, later in the week, I was able to catch up with Brandon on our spray team and go for a ride with him, and he was able to answer a lot of questions for me that I wasn't quite sure about. I found out he was doing an RHS spray pass, and RHS is Roundup Hybridization System, which means that this cornfield has genetic properties that when we spray with Roundup, it sterilizes the different elements of the male and female plants so that we don't have to come through, cut, pull, and worry about detasseling. So it's a really interesting pass that can save us a lot of time, effort, and money as we continue throughout the season. If we can control the pollination process of this field with a couple spray passes, that's much better than having to come through, cut, then pull, and make sure that the male and female are distributing pollen and collecting pollen in the way that they're supposed to, not vice versa, thus ruining our hybridization process. Because the key is perfection and purity in our hybridization process, and this is an extra step to help make sure that it is going to be a pure hybrid by the time that we harvest it and get it ready for bagging this fall. So after a good conversation and a few passes with Brandon, I was able to go to another field and meet Craig, where he was actually taking a volunteer from the last year in a soybean field that was near one of our corn fields. So this is an important step again in maintaining that purity that we strive for. When we have volunteer this close to another cornfield, we have to take it up so that the pollen, come pollination season, doesn't get in the air and spread, or through pollinator bugs such as bees, butterflies. We got to make sure that those volunteer taken up and they go back into the ground, they become fertilizer for the next year. But this is an important step that I got to see him do. We still do a lot of these passes by hand despite all of our big equipment, and it just helps us maintain that purity. And when we have hands, feet, and eyes on our fields, we have a better idea of how they're going to turn out. So it's a really important step for us to continue to include in our process. But that's about it for this week. It's been another busy one here at TSP, and we thank you for coming along for the ride. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. If you want more content from us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.